you guys watch my channel, then you probably know that one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to going to a restaurant is having the worst experience and bad customer service ever. So it's frustrating and makes you feel like you're not welcomed into the restaurant. That's definitely how I feel when I go to a restaurant. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I have kind of a different background because I wanted to change up my background a teeny bit for my video, and I love changing up my background because I don't like putting the same background because I feel like I get kind of bored and stuff. So anyway, I thought I'd just switch it up a little bit. So today's video is going to be the retelling of my terrible experience at this local pizza slash burger restaurant I went to with my mom. And I made this video a couple years ago, and when COVID first hit, and I didn't really like the quality after watching it, so I'm redoing it. And if you want to see the video, I'll link it down below if you didn't see. And this was a restaurant I went to a couple years ago way before COVID hit. And then my mom and I just had the worst experience ever because the staff that worked there were kind of snotty and didn't really seem to care about the customers in the restaurant. And we were also unimpressed with the food a teeny bit. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I realized I forgot to mention this. Again, if you haven't seen the original video I made of this story, I'll link it down below if you didn't see. And if you want to see that video, you can check that one out. So this all started about 7 years ago. My mom and I decided to try out this restaurant. I'm just going to call it Pizza Restaurant just because it's a local restaurant. We decided to try it out because it was new, and we always love going to new local restaurants in my city just to give them a try to see if we like them, because we have our own favorite restaurants, but sometimes if we see a new restaurant in our city that we've never seen before, we just definitely want to try it out. So we come to the restaurant and we walk in, and it's it's not too fancy or anything, but nobody in the restaurant really greeted us, which I get. I mean, restaurants get kind of busy and everything, and nobody walked up to us to come give us a table or to seat us, and we had no idea where the host was or something, so we were just a little bit confused of how it works, and we're like, oh, well, maybe we're supposed to seat ourselves. But then all of a sudden, after we wait maybe about 5 or 10 minutes, the host comes out. She's not even smiling at us, and she's like, can I help you? And I said, we're here to have dinner. And the host goes and seats us at a table by the window, which is fine because I love sitting at a table by the window. So she comes over, so then the waitress comes over and just doesn't even say anything to us or welcome us or tell us about the menu. She just drops the menus on the table. And my mom and I thought that was a little strange. So we look through the menu and we try to figure out what we want. I decide to order a pepperoni pizza because I wanted to try the pizza at the restaurant. And so my mom, I forgot what she ordered, but I know she wanted some recipes altered. So then our waitress comes over to take our order. I place my order. Then my mom talks to the waitress and she asks, is there any way you can alter a recipe? And then all of a sudden the waitress goes,
oh, we don't alter recipes because it just messes up our food menu or blah, 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 blah.
Something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember she had quite a snotty attitude when my mom was placing her order of the food and asking if they can alter recipes. and stuff. And she wasn't very friendly about it. And my mom and I didn't really like that waitress's attitude. So when she takes our order, she walks away. We wait a really long time for our food. I think we had to wait like a half an hour, and we were pretty hungry. So we come over. I mean, we don't come over, but the waitress comes over after a half an hour with her food and just literally doesn't say anything and just drops the food right in front of us. And my mom and I thought that was very strange. And so we start eating our food. And as we're eating our food, my mom's not impressed with what she ordered, but I like my pizza. I think it's pretty good. So I give her a piece of my pizza, but she's not a big fan of it because she thought it was really greasy. But then again, not everybody can handle greasy food. So we start eating our food, and we would, anytime we would try to flag down the waitress or a staff to ask a question, they would just ignore us, and it was really, really irritating. So then after we finish our food, my mom gets the bill, pays it, and then we decide to go and complain to the waiting staff. And my mom walks straight up to the desk where the host is and says, "Oh, we are not fans." Excuse me. Sorry, I had to go look for Humphrey for a second because I thought he was playing with Bean. I'm sorry. Humphrey's just getting into stuff, and I'm trying to make sure he's not getting into things that are like important to us, like anything dangerous or anything like we need to replace and stuff. So I've been trying to keep an eye on him. So anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, okay, so the entire time we're in the restaurant, the waitress is just like super rude, super snotty. And I understand we all have bad days, but you don't need to bring your bad days to work. I mean, sometimes I have bad days, but I never take it out on anybody at my work at all. It just really irritates me when people just bring their bad days to work and don't know how to, and I understand we all don't know how to handle having a bad day, but we shouldn't be bringing those bad days to work or taking our bad moods out on customers. It's just frustrating. So anyway, the entire time our waitress is just so rude to us. And then finally, after we finish our food, my mom walks straight up to the counter in the restaurant and complains, "This is the worst experience we've ever had, blah, 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 blah. Your staff was rude, blah, 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 blah. You guys didn't even put bread out on the table, blah, 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 blah. And you guys need to get better customer service." So I was really happy my mom was honest with them, because I usually don't like yelling at like employees or snapping at employees. I don't do well with that, but sometimes I do have my moments. But we just had the worst experience ever because the staff in the restaurant were just super rude. They didn't even care about the people in the restaurant, and they didn't even smile at us when we walked in, which was super disrespectful. So we felt like we were not welcomed into the restaurant. So after we had paid our bill in the restaurant, we storm off irritated, and we go to across the street to the corner to the local coffee shop / bar that I used to work at, and we stop and get a beverage because we were just super upset about our terrible experience at that local restaurant. And we were telling my coworkers who were working there about it, and they were really nice, and they were like, "We're sorry you had such a bad experience, blah, 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 blah." And they were all like cheering us up, and it made us feel better just to go into a place where we felt really welcome. So the moral of the story is, if you have an experience at a restaurant where you don't feel welcome, just get up and leave right away, because you don't want to like make them take advantage of you and make you stay, despite the fact you're the entire staff the entire time is giving you attitude or blah, 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 blah. We would have left, but they had already brought our food out, and we just didn't want to leave without paying for it. So or it's just, if you ever just have like the worst experience ever trying to get a table at a restaurant, just leave if they don't give you a table, because you don't want to have them give you bad customer service all the time. It's just not a good feeling, and it feels really annoying when you're not welcomed in a restaurant. So that was my retelling of my terrible experience at a local pizza restaurant. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometime, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!